Hi, my name is Anna Lidell. I'm a producer and a songwriter, and a lot of friends have asked me how to get started remixing other artists. So I'm here to share the creative process of how to make a remix step by step. And in this video, I'm going to show you how I made the remix of Nelson Can's song Limelight. So please come with me. First off, you need vocals. So either it might be a band or an artist that you know and you can ask for the vocals, or if it's a smaller band, you might just reach out and ask for it. You'll realize how many people will get back positively if you ask to make a remix. So just get out there and ask, and make sure you get the stems. And the stems is the audio tracks, either of only the vocal a cappella or the vocal, bass, harmonies, beats, and so forth. So for this track, I got these stems. So I got an R and ambient, I got the bass, the drum, electronic drums, vocal, dry and wet, so with and without effects, synthesizer, and vocal with words, because she's whispering also in this song. So actually I would only use the vocal most of the time, maybe a bit of the bass, but I want to create a whole new atmosphere, a whole new feeling about this song. First off, I need the tempo, because I need to make sure I import the song into a new session without having glitches or warps or whatsoever. I can always change the tempo afterwards. I would do that, but first off I need to find the tempo. So I can tap it either with an app, or in this case I'm using Ableton. You can just tap it directly into Ableton. So I'm just gonna play some of the drums here. That's very sparse drums, so I'll use these drums instead. Here's a kick, it's very easy to follow. So I'll just tap the tempo here. You see the tempo is changing up there. So here you see this, the tempo is circling around 128, a little up and down, which is why, because I'm human and I might not be completely precise. But let's test it now. So I put the click on here, I'll play this, and then they are aligned perfectly, so I'm assuming the tempo is 128. So now I'm gonna import all the songs, and in fact Ableton have a great feature. So if you just drag them into Ableton like this from the folder, they will all line up after each other. But if you just press Command, they will create tracks themselves down in the session. So this is a little trick that you can use. I use it a lot. So I just do this, zoom out, and there you have all the tracks. So let's listen. If I line all these, you have to make sure that it's not warped here. If it's automatically warped, if you just installed Ableton, I would really recommend you to go into preferences and just make sure it doesn't warp automatically. So there's a section here called Record Warp Launch, and the warp has to be off. So auto warp samples off. This is a big help. I really, in the beginning, had so much mess up with the warping being on. So now let's hear it with the click. I would shine so vivid. Perfect. So now I have to find the chord, and since I'm a guitarist at heart, I would find my guitar and find the and find the melody there, and find out what the chords are. But if you're not that skilled in chords and listening to chords, what you could do is actually use a melodyne on the vocal. So I'll have the vocal here, and the melodyne will show you what key it's in. So I'll use the dry vocal here. Oh. So I'll just... So much to live for, I would have died for it. There's not so much melody in this part, so I'll go over here maybe. I would shine so vividly in your limelight. So it's showing me A minor. Actually, I know it's an E minor. It's a typical guitar inspired place to write a song. But A minor would work too. So of course it helps if you have the ears to listen to it, but this gets you some part of the way. And now I would actually just delete all of it except the dry vocal and the bass. And then decide what kind of mood I want this new remix to be in. It could be anything. It could be a disco song, it could be a reggae song, it could be anything. So first off, I'll try to change the tempo. And Ableton is really easy. You can just drag it up and down, and this will, now you have to warp before you do anything. Now that it's in line with the click, you can do the warp, and now when I change the tempo, it's gonna change the vocal and the bass too. So let's hear, we'll take it up first of all.
I would shine so vividly in your light, in your light, in your limelight.
I'll try to make it slower, like almost like a hip hop.
I would shine.
Now you hear vocal is glitching a lot, so I just use this Complex Pro.
I would shine so vividly.
It's possible to make it slower, I'll make it faster. So now I will jump into, I think I'll do 132.
Up and go out to get off. You whisper my name.
It's pretty close to where the original song is, so the vocal, the quality of the vocal is going to be okay, especially when I start using a lot of effects on the vocal. So again, to make an atmosphere, I'll actually start using effects right now. Maybe I'll do some distortion with Decapitator. I can use some of the preset if I want to just have a quick flow here.
Up and go out to get off.
Something like this. Maybe I'll even crank up the vocal even more to
Up and go out to get.
Just to get a completely different atmosphere. I can always remove it again, but now I want to get into a place where the song is a new song, basically.
And go out to get off. You whisper my name.
Something like this, and maybe. And as you see, I have a lot of favorites over here that I like to work with, so that I'm in a flow.
Get off. You whisper my name.
I like this. So now let's hit a beat. Just have a drum kit here. This is actually just Ableton's built-in drum rack here that I chose. A kick that I like, a snare, 2 hi-hats, and put a couple of effects on them. And then I can, it's pretty good for the flow to just have some drums that I like.
And go out to get off. You whisper my name. Again and again.
Maybe there's something in there I liked. It was a bit of jamming here. I love the capture feature in Ableton here, so I don't even have to record it. It just remembers what I was playing. So now let's just use some quantize. So I'll see. Let's get a little closer.
Up and go out to get off. Out to up and go out to get off. You whisper my name. Again.
So I kind of like that simple beat to build up and then to go from there. So this is my finished session, and I always like to group stuff with the beats first, the bass, the harmonies, and the vocals. And I changed up the arrangement of the song, so I kind of made the whisper piece here. And for a remix, remix could be anything, but for me, I kind of want to make that build up and then go down and then be completely up in the red in the end there. I ended up doing it a bit faster than the 32, so I ended up doing it 35. And so I didn't even keep the bass. I only kept the vocals actually. I did a new synth bass, and I did this drone for a long time, and then in the chorus it builds up and does more tones there. For the beat, I also did a lot of, here you can see with the frequency, it's a classic remix trick to open the filter. So I also did, I sampled the vocal into my push here. So actually I ended up cutting it. Sometimes I like to play it in my hands, and other times I cut it in here. So and now starts the normal vocal.
I never had so much to live for. I would have died for it, for it. I never had so much to live for, but
So I have this long intro and then the build up and into the chorus. So I'll just tap you in the middle of the build up.
Again and again. If only you.
Well, here I sampled the voice, the lead vocal, but then I used the choir actually exactly the way I got it in the stems. So it could be a good idea to get the choirs and the lead separated when you ask the artist to get the vocals.
If only you.
So here, actually, I wanted to find. I was really struggling finding a delay that did exactly what I wanted. So in the end, I just cut the U, and put it exactly where I wanted it. It could have been done with a ping pong delay too, but there's something visual about it that I like here. So please just get ahead and start remixing other artists. You can hear the full remix that I did in the end of this video. And ask me anything if you have any questions about remix or just in general with production in Ableton. I'm very happy to hear your suggestions for what I should share with you. So have a good day.